I don't know if, like me, you enjoy watching some of those television shows where people are out searching for a home. There's something fun about helping other people spend their money on what I think they should have. But actually, I do enjoy watching some of those shows where they're presented with several homes, and usually before the search begins, they meet with a realtor and someone who can help them and who's going to guide this search. And many times when you watch these shows, it's common to hear someone say this statement: out of all the things they want in a home, a lot of times they'll say, and I want a move-in ready home, which is saying I want something that I can put the key in the door, unload my stuff, move in, I don't have to do a lot of work, and I can begin to live in this house from day one without any mess, without any fuss, without anything going on around me. And the key to this concept is that in order to purchase a move-in ready home, a lot of times the price on that home is going to be a little greater than one that needed a little bit of work. I think about this concept, spiritually speaking, in our walk with Christ. We often want move-in ready situations in our life. We want situations that require a little less work, a little less waiting, a little less growing, a little less frustration. We want move-in ready situations, things we're praying for, we're looking for, we're waiting for God to open those doors, to give us a clear picture. And we want something that's move-in ready. But in fact, I have found in my life anyway, and some of you may or may not have had this happen, that when I'm looking for that move-in ready situation in my life and to break open in my life, God is usually working in me to make me move-in ready. There may be a perfect situation out there that's move-in ready, but I may not be ready to move into that situation. So in the process of the work and the frustration and the aggravation and the waiting and all the things, if we will say to the Lord, Lord, I am here, and in this process, while I was ready to move in and go to the next thing that you have for me, in the waiting, Lord, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to teach me? There's a passage that we've been reading this week in the book of Exodus, and I came upon the chapter in Exodus of 23. I want to give the context before I read you the verses that are going to apply to today's thought that we've started already. And today, here's what we're saying is, maybe you are not ready. Instead of your circumstances and that open door, maybe there's something God is doing in us. So in the context of this story in Exodus, here's what we find. God has already freed the children of Israel from slavery and bondage in Egypt. Amazing story. You can go back and read those, all the plagues he sent. He is also, as they're leaving, he has brought them to the Red Sea. And we know the story. He causes the sea to stand side to side, and they walk through, not just walk through, but they walk through on dry ground. The Lord begins to make provision for them. He gives them manna. He gives them water from a rock. God has given Moses the 10 commandments to bring down to the people to follow and obey. And now, at this place in the story, the Lord tells them that he's going to bring them to a place that he's prepared for them. And in fact, in the process of bringing them there, he says that, basically, he says, I will be an enemy to your enemy. I will be an adversary to your adversaries. I can just hear the children of Israel, all right, wow, it's about time. I mean, after all the years of slavery and bondage and being treated the way they were treated, it's about time we get some good news. It's about time we get to live in the favor of God. Wow, I wonder how many times we've said those things. It's about time. Man, I paid my dues. Well, he instructs them, and continuing on with them, he says these two things. He said, don't bow down to their gods. He said, this place where I'm sending you, the people you're going to encounter, don't bow down to their gods. And he said, you serve the Lord your God. I think those same bits of instruction could be given to all of us today. Don't bow down to their gods. Who is they? Well, the world, corruption, evil. Don't bow down to the things that steal your time that could be used for the kingdom. Don't bow down to scrolling your Facebook page or your social media pages to the point that, well, I just didn't have time to read my Bible today. Don't bow down to that. Don't bow down to their gods, but serve the Lord your God And he told them that if they would take these two pieces of instruction and obey it, he said, I will bless your bread and water. I'll keep sickness from you. He said, in fact, I'll even cause it so there's no miscarriages and no one in the land is barren. So let's read these next few verses, sitting at this place in the instruction in Exodus 23. He says in 27, he said, I will send my fear before you. I will cause confusion and will make all your enemies turn their backs to you. And I will send hornets before you, which will drive out the Hivite, the Canaanite, and the Hittite from before you. I will not drive them out before you in 1 year. Hold on. I will not drive them out before you in 1 year? Whoa. I mean, wait a second, God, our bags are packed. We are waiting for that move-in ready situation. Do you understand where we've been? 430 years of captivity in Egypt. Our bags are packed. We're looking for this move-in ready home, Lord. This place that you're sending us. 1 year? You're not even going to drive them out in 1 year? How long, Lord? How long? How many times have we said these same things to the Lord? Well, in Exodus 23, it goes on. He says, I will not drive them out from before you in 1 year, lest the land, I want you to catch this, lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. Little by little, I will drive them out from before you until you have increased and you inherit the land. God was saying to the people here, hey, look, if I drive them out immediately, the land would become desolate and the beast of the field would take over. It would be inhabitable by the time you get there. I'm actually doing you a favor by causing more time to pass because I'm going to preserve the land for you. When you get there, you would have to start over from scratch. The land would be barren. The beasts would have taken over. There would have been nothing for you to do but stand in this thing that should have been a blessing and now was almost like a curse to you because it was overrun. He said, but if I keep them there and over time I drive them out little by little, then the animals will be taken care of, the land will be kept in shape, and this will be a blessing to you. You know, if we could look beyond the thing we want and understand His ways are higher, right? His thoughts are higher. I love the verse 30 that says, little by little I will drive them out from before you until you have increased and you are ready to inherit the land. You know, today you may not be ready to inherit that land that you wanted. Your bags may be packed. You're standing at the door of that thing you want God to do and you're trying to knock it down. You're convinced that you've paid your dues and now you deserve a break. Maybe today in your situation you want a new dwelling. I'm talking spiritually speaking. You want a new dwelling place that's move-in ready, but in reality, you aren't ready. You aren't ready. God has more to do to prepare you in the place you're in today, and He wants you to increase so that you are ready to inherit all that He has for you. You know, if God gave us what we wanted, what we thought we needed, when we wanted it, when we thought we needed it, and what we thought we deserved, we too would be overrun with beasts, and the ground would be so hard and dry that trying to just get fruit out of it would be impossible. Today, here's what I want to encourage you to do. Maybe you need to ask God to forgive you for being a little impatient, moving in to possess that thing that you want so badly. Maybe you need to pause right now and just ask God to forgive you for being impatient, and then take a moment to see what He is wanting to do in you, in your circumstance, in your situation, to make you move in ready to inhabit and possess all that He has for you.